Would it have been a good idea for us to sign attacking reinforcements in the summer? Did we miss an opportunity in January? Please let me know your thoughts. We know Saka is injured. We know Gabriel Jesus is injured. We know Gabriel Martinelli has now picked up a hamstring injury. Reports are now saying, as our boys have been in Dubai, Kai Havertz is now the latest person that suffered an injury. Some ITKs are saying it's due to a high intensity pressing drill, which fans are going to lose their shit. Spoiler alert, we have to train the way we play. Obviously, training has to be high intensity so that we're able to replicate that in the match day. For me, boy, we know what we should have done in the summer. We know what should have been done in January. We know we've got one of the smallest squads at several points last year, and even in this year, Mikel Arteta has said that. Mikel Arteta, the ex-sporting director, whoever the hell's in charge of that now, the owners, you lot have to hold that. I only feel sorry for the fans and for the players. Anything else in relation to injuries is an issue. And I think we've got to that stage as Arsenal fans where now it's planning for next season, isn't it? Like it is what it is now. You're missing your front three now. Martinelli, Saka, and Kai Havertz are all gone. Jesus, a backup, is now gone. There's been so many injuries. It is what it is, man. And at a very minimum, after going out of the FA and League Cup, we've got 16 games, 14 in the Prem, at the very minimum, 2 in the Champions League. Do we have a squad? I don't know. Do we need to look in the free agent market? I don't know, people. But as I said, Kai Havertz is apparently injured. Again, we have to wait until Mikel Arteta speaks. Not that he'll give much away, but reports from Sammy Motbell of the Daily Mail has said Kai Havertz has suffered a worrying injury scare on the club's training trip to Dubai. Mailsport understands the German international suffered the issue during a training session earlier this week. Sources have indicated the problem is hamstring related, so that's anything in worst case scenario 3 to 6 weeks, in which the amount of games you'd miss, people. That would be what? In no order. Leicester, obviously, which is next. Nottingham Forest, West Ham. I'm sure Chelsea. I'm sure Man United away. Potentially even Fulham at home. You're going to have to look at the fixtures yourself. Yeah, smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts. The club will confirm the extent of the issue in due course, but any hamstring injury will likely result in Kai Havertz spending time on the sidelines. Mikel Arteta will hope any absence is minimal, with his squad already depleted in attacking areas, with Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli all missing through injury. Now, what would you lot do in terms of our front three? Because rightly so, some fans are saying, you know what, Gabriel Magalhaes, slap you up there. Some are saying Raheem Sterling as the 9. Some are saying Trossard as the 9. I mean, Mikel Arteta did say Ethan can play as a 9. Could it be that? I think we should mimic what we saw City do or what we saw Spain do, in that really there's no striker. It's just bare midfielders. Whoever runs up there, runs up there. But by default, it's probably Trossard / Sterling, but I'm going to say Trossard through the middle, Sterling off the left, and Ethan off the right. And even that with Ethan, for a young man, the creative burden and making a difference has already been placed on his shoulders. As I said, we've got 14 games in the league and 16 in all games, all comps, people. He's not going to be able to get 90 minutes and play significantly. We're going to need to rest him. You saw him get injured after the fixture pile up when we played Brighton and Brentford. We should have done what we needed to do in the summer. You had one last chance in January, but some fans will always sit there and tell you there's no player on the market. Who would we have got? Who don't hear must feel, in it. It is what it is. Jesus is the club's current top goal scorer this season with 15 goals. Sorry, Havertz, which if Havertz is pulling his weight more than a lot of attackers and he's a lot more consistent than a lot of others, that tells you everything about what we're doing. But not only have we lost our top goal scorer, excluding Bukayo Saka, we've lost a player in already a depleted squad where you're better off counting the players that are fit. It's frustrating. And obviously, despite being second and still being in the champs, we're at that stage now as Arsenal fans. Just put the building blocks in for next season, innit? I mean, this isn't news you necessarily want to hear. Tomiyasu's long-term fitness is of growing concern, with the prospect of a second knee operation explored by the club. He has played just 6 minutes of football this season. You don't know me. I love Tomiyasu, but at the end of the day, durability is everything. 26 years of age, people. Not seen him. Still not played 100 times for the club. I could be wrong. Something needs to happen in the summer, whether people want to buy him or not. It's jarring, people. It really is jarring, man. And my heart bleeds for Tommy because he's clearly such a cool guy, valued member of the squad, clearly someone that tries his best. Nobody wants to be injured, but Tommy, man, this is a madness. And to hear second knee operation being explored, that tells me that we're nowhere near seeing you. Like, we're going to see Saka if he comes back before you. Ben White's going to be back before you. So who knows? Comment on it, we all know he played in the League Cup against Southampton. He got injured again. We haven't seen him feature since we played the Saints. Apparently, Tomiyasu's troublesome knee with doctors Tomiyasu's troublesome knee with doctors is believed to have considered sending their versatile defender for an operation in the effort to cure the issue. I mean, people are not fact checking and making sure the grammar makes sense. In 2023, Tomiyasu underwent an original knee operation, which kept the 26-year-old out for 3 months. With that in mind, a second knee procedure would arrive as a blow to Tommy, whose time at Arsenal has already been beset by injury issues. Now, Tommy, man, we got Calafiori and Lewis Skelly and the option of Timber there, but you'd imagine with Tierney, Zinchenko, and Kivio's time at the future limited, the club will try their best for you to be part of the squad. In my opinion, when he signed his new deal, not sure on the length, but the very fact that it wasn't a 4 or 5 year deal is because of the injuries, man. Injuries in Arsenal's become synonymous, man. As I said, I feel sorry for the fans and the players, not necessarily Mikel Arteta and the Cronkies and the sporting directors and everyone else. So we're used to disappointment. Apparently, Bukayo Saka is more likely to return to the Arsenal squad in early April as opposed to early March. Again, Barcelona are believed to be in love with Alexander Isak and have identified the Newcastle sensation as their main objective for the summer. Apparently, you will need around 150 million to sign him. We all know Isak is the dream. It's not going to happen, people. It is what it is. So, yeah, like I said, he's their principal target. Real Madrid apparently are trying to hijack the move for Martin Zubimendi. Shout out Todd Canton. Obviously, he's not an ITK, but he said Arsenal are feeling quote-unquote confident in relation to signing Zubimendi. And when it does feel like there's a conclusion on a player, you do see talk like hijacks. But at the end of the day, until my man's holding an Arsenal shirt, anything's up for debate. And to be fair, as much as I want us to get Sesko, Zubimendi, all of these players, you know, improve our 11 and have depth for the 2025-26 season, we're in February. And regardless of what we feel about this season being a write-off, if you're still optimistic, we still have to play this season, people. We have been linked with Jota, but he's another one that's injury-prone. It does not make sense. Cunha apparently has a release clause of just over 60 million valued this summer, and Arsenal as well as Man United are looking at such. We've been given a 16.9% probability of winning the Champions League. Let me know your thoughts. Apparently, Mikel Arteta is set to let go of 7 players to fund a huge summer spending freeze. Zinchenko, Tierney, Partey, Jorginho, Kivio, Neto, and Sterling. Now, I no doubt there's speculation over all their futures. 3 of them in Tierney, Partey, and Jorginho, their contracts are up. So on paper, they're going anyways. You add 5 in that, 3 plus 2. Neto and Sterling are on loan. So then that just leaves you with Kivio and Zinchenko, whose days appear numbered at the club. So the headline sounds a lot better than actually what it is. Sesko needs to be arriving in summer. Romano has said the understanding is that there'll be a chance for Sesko to try something different in the summer. So Arsenal will be there for sure. He's one of the top strikers in their list. They believe he could be a top candidate in the striker position. Nothing necessarily new. Allegedly, Sesko favours a move to Arsenal this summer over both Manchester United and Chelsea. We heard that last summer. Pete O'Rourke of, I believe, Football Insider has said Arsenal expect to sign Joan Garcia in the upcoming summer transfer window. Sources have told Football Insider Arsenal are now confident of agreeing a deal to make Garcia their second summer signing, with an agreement already in place over a move for Martin Zubimendi. Arsenal will look to sign Crystal Palace's Gurhi if they lose Saliba to Real Madrid this summer, people. Liverpool have joined the race to allegedly sign Nico Williams, who has been linked with everyone. Ornstein wrote in early July, Nico Williams has a lot of suitors. Arsenal and Chelsea are high among them, while Liverpool looked into the viability of a deal last summer. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta would like to sign Williams in this window, pardon me, but the finances involved make it highly unlikely. And Williams is not agitating to leave Bilbao. We knew we weren't getting Williams, Sesko, all these guys in January. His release clause stands at just shy of 60 million. It fluctuates with inflation and would need to be paid in full. When the size of his salary is factored in, it becomes even more difficult. A summer transfer is more plausible, so we'll have to watch that. Allegedly, the Arsenal Supporters Trust have called on the club to freeze ticket prices and introduce a 19-game Premier League season ticket. A season ticket for Arsenal fans at the Emirates this season was made up of 19 Premier League games and 4 Champions League phase matches. The cheapest season ticket for an adult came in at just 1,073 quid, and the most expensive was just over $2,000. Concessions of at least 50% were made available for junior, senior, and disability access members. There was also a 25% concession for young adults. The AST have postponed for a new season ticket proposed, better yet, to be introduced for next season, which would give fans the option to just purchase a seat for the 19 games. The AST believe this would reduce the upfront cost of a season ticket. I mean, unfortunately, Just like everything in life, the costs are passed down to the consumer and everything's getting expensive, people. In relation to Neto, who is on loan from Bournemouth, Arsenal are not considering purchasing him on a permanent deal. The 35-year-old hasn't played that much, so it's looking peak for him. Apparently, Manchester United as well as Arsenal are looking at Gyökeres, and apparently Sporting have lowered their asking price to 70 million euros for him, people. Chelsea are considering launching a bid to sign Athletics, Nico Williams, and Bournemouth's Dean Hudson this summer. Both would cost them just shy of 100 million. Iron Sporting director in demand candidate being considered by Arsenal. Where is Arsenal? Arsenal is one of the clubs reportedly interested in Ashworth, so we're still linked with Dan Ashworth. But let me know your thoughts on Kai Havertz. As I said, we're without our front three for at least 16 games of this season, and where all the hopes are with Ethan. We should have done certain things in January. We should have done certain things in the summer. It is what it is.
Always